Welcome back to Outriders. In this video there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about, and they're really not good. I've seen a lot of comments for a lot of different problems, and I've mentioned these briefly in another video. Someone has stated they've had 6 full sets of cannonball gear before they've ever seen a Seismic Commander helmet. I've also personally never seen a chest or helmet for Seismic Commander, yet I get cannonball stuff dropped very often. I then also had a comment. Someone said they had the Funeral Pyre Legendary and it disappeared from their inventory. So after all these patches and stuff, I've seen a few comments of people saying they're still being wiped and stuff. But after all these patches, they still can't seem to get anything right with this game. There has been issue after issue mentioned in my comments. The main one I want to talk about in this video though, I've spoken about this before, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's still happening and it still has not been addressed by these developers. These developers just seem to take forever with every little thing they do, and it's frustrating when you see people having to have this experience because of the way the game was designed. So this comment says, by the way, I was playing as the Devastator yesterday, and there's just no love in this game for the Devastator. I got kicked out of the lobby twice, and only one person that was a trickster played with me for that, like, any amount of time. The Devastator mentality is still on many players' minds, and I was very sad. And I believe this is still happening with the loot as well. There are people out there that will play this game just to be a troll. Basically to be a dickhead. There are people out there that will just simply load up the game to get people into an expedition with them, to kick them at the end before they have a chance to get their loot. There are still people in this game, and possibly a lot of players, that will load up the game, start matchmaking. As soon as a Devastator joins, they're kicked because they don't want anything to do with the Devastator. I have tried several builds running the Devastator, and every other character class in this game I have seen is dealing more damage. Way more damage. Out of the 4 character classes in this game, the Devastator is the only one that doesn't have any form of special bullets. I've seen the Pyromancer has an extra mod on top of what the Devastator does. You have your options, like the Devastator is supposed to be a close range tank. You can't tank in this game at the moment because of the damage mitigation. It's hard because I've had so many comments of people saying, I've started an expedition, absolutely fine, get to the end, boom, I'm one shot, back to the beginning. So you can't play as a tank. You can play close range, but you're probably going to die unless you're lucky enough to have specific tier 3 mods that run differently to your typical damage mitigation. You can either, on a Devastator, realistically, like for damage output, you can run firepower or anomaly power. Firepower isn't going to be too great. You're a Devastator, you're supposed to be a tank, you're supposed to have high armor and stuff. With a firepower build, yes, you can output pretty good damage, it does seem to be okay, but you will be incredibly squishy. There will be nothing that is going to allow you to ignore death. There's going to be nothing that will give you extra health when there's enemies close to you, or anything like that at all. You can put mods on to do that, but it's going to take away from your firepower, so your class, your build is going to be weaker. Then there is anomaly power, and there are a few different things in this game that will help boost your anomaly power. There are different gear sets for legendary and stuff, but there's just nothing that seems to be amazing, that really stands out with the Devastator. Because the anomaly power, you're focusing on your skills and on the mods on your gear. You're not worried so much about the weapons you are running necessarily, although the mods can be good. I run an SMG on mine that has Death Chains and Claymore because it deals extra damage. So I don't look for any firepower from my SMG at all when I'm running an anomaly power build, because I just use the mods from the gun and then abuse my skills. But because of that, because the players know how this game was designed, and because they know that anyone running a Devastator doesn't have those special bullets, anyone running a Devastator won't output massive firepower damage, they won't output huge amounts of anomaly power. Anyone that plays the game and knows about this stuff will more than likely kick you from a group. There will only be a set amount of players that just let people do their own thing that will not kick you, but it's the game's design that's at fault for this, purely because the entire endgame is based on time. A lot of players that will play this don't care about getting silvers and bronze, they just want gold. They're going for the top reward. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. People should be like pushing when they want to and getting the best things done. But I did another video about this, speaking about forcing people to play a certain way and not letting them do their own thing. Kicking players out of a group because they are a Devastator is not fair, because Devastators can be decent if they're built well. But it's a lot tougher to get your hands on that build, and when you're matchmaking to try and get into a group and do these runs, yeah, you might not push gold every single run, but you're going to get loot from it, providing you're not kicked at the end of an expedition, and then you're going to be able to make your build better. So being kicked out of a group is just bullshit. I don't believe players should be doing that. And I've said this before, if you're trying to get all these perfect gold runs and stuff all the time, and you've got people in your group that are slowing you down, don't randomly matchmake. Go and find a set Discord, or find an LFG group or something where you have those sorts of hardcore players that want to do everything the best ability they can. Find yourself a group that are willing to do that. There are some people that will load up this game just to play it in a casual manner, just to have some fun with it. And alongside all the problems, the bugs, the issues and stuff, not only are they being kicked out at the end before they grab their loot, if you're a Devastator, you've got a high chance of being kicked as well. I hope everything I'm saying is making sense. Like, it's not fair to kick people out of a group. If you've opened up your matchmaking and someone's joined, then just have a run with them. You don't know, they could be an amazing player that manages to take weak things in the game up to a very good level and a high standard. You don't know just by instantly kicking them, and then kicking at the end of an expedition before someone gets their loot is a fucking dick move. But again, it's not the players that are necessarily to be blamed. There are some dicks out there that, yes, they need to be blamed, but mainly it's the developers for having this stupid idea to have their entire endgame based on time-based content. They had a long time to think of how to do this, and they honestly sat there and thought the best way to do it was time-based. The way this game was designed is the main reason that people are being dicks, that people are having a bad experience. And I say that not even just game design. Look at Square Enix being cheap with their servers. There has been issues galore with the servers, and it's all because of the choices the developers and the publishers made. I just thought I'd do this video, even though I've covered it before with forcing people to play a certain way, all that sort of stuff. I just thought I would release this video to bring up a couple of community-based points, because I get comments all day, every day. People have all these different issues and stuff, and I just try and pick out, not even necessarily the most relevant, I just pick out the ones that, in my opinion, would be the most annoying to come across. And not even the ones that are the most prevalent, because we all know a lot of players are having server issues. But then there are the smaller ones that not as many people are experiencing that I feel are just as important, if not more important. Especially people still losing their gear, still being kicked from expeditions, all that sort of stuff. But that's going to do it for the video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.